So I'm going to tell you in this video how I pass my Checkride, the flying portion. Okay, I'm going to do next the oral in the classroom with a DPE, but now this is the one. Let me start recording here, so you will see this here. Okay. Here, so this is the whole thing. See, Painfield in Everett, Washington, and we have Whidbey Island, and we have the peninsula, Olympic Peninsula, part of it. Okay, so it was a beautiful afternoon. Cessna 152, November 152 Lima Tango, and this it was an hour and a half more or less flying, an hour and 10-15 minutes, and then we did the whole thing. We did most of the maneuvers. So we took off from here, 3-4 left Painfield, and from here Alpha 6, and we took off, sorry, Alpha 4. So we took off to the west, and the first portion was like he wanted to see me flying towards a waypoint, which is RP is going to be more or less here in this area, right? And so I flew straight the best I could, VFR, no autopilot. And at this point he asked me, okay, so grab your tell me how long are you going to take to get to RP. It was about 20 plus nautical miles, and how much fuel are you going to use, and what time are you going to get there. And so I was looking for my flight plan, and I forgot my paper flight plan on the table there at the office, right there. So I thought, okay, it's done. I mean, this guy is going to fail me, but no, because I had the iPad and I had the flight plan there too. That could also be used. So it saved me. But anyways, I calculated the flight was supposed to be about 7-8 minutes, and as we flew here, we got to this point, and he told me, well, we don't go south. So every Checkride is you have to plan for a place more or less 50 miles away or more, and but all the time they divert, so we don't ever go there, you know. So here he told me, okay, so in Olympia we were going to go to Olympia. There's a bad weather, we have to divert. Take me to Jefferson County, which is an airport I flew several times, and I posted also videos. Jeffco, we call it Jeffco, Jefferson County Airport in the peninsula, Olympic Peninsula, and I headed there. So I was navigating there, and I told him the heading was about 326 heading, and he told me, okay, so it's enough, we don't go there. So he put me under the hood, which is where is this under the hood? Here. This is we call it foggles, and they are goggles but with foggy front. We can see only down to look at the instrument only. We can't look outside. So to navigate in case we are unexpectedly inside a cloud or whatever becomes mist or fog or whatever, we don't have visibility, we can navigate with the instruments. So he put me under the hood, and he told me, okay, so head, I had to do a 180 here and head to south, heading, I don't remember which one, 180, 190 or something. Then he told me, okay, so head to Painfield is, and I was in the radio, he told me, okay, communicate to Painfield, and simulate to communicate, and then paint field is here. So to go back to paint field, we can go obviously, and then he told me, okay, so head to a heading of 010-ish, and then I flew there, and here I was doing power on and power off stalls. See these peaks here in the altitude, yes, we're doing stalls here, power on and power off stalls here. I was reducing to a slow fly, see 56 knots, if you can see down here, 3,300 feet, 56 knots of airspeed, and slow fly, and then we were looking for other areas for other maneuvers. Now here he told me to do a steep turn to the left or right, whatever I wanted, so only one. I was trained, it's not required, it's an instrument maneuver. When you do instrument, you do both. We do to the left and then to the opposite side, to the right, right away. For VFR, for a private pilot, is only one, my ask, and that's it. So we did steep turn, which is a turn 45 degrees angle respect to the horizon, and then also okay, so I level off, and then he told me, okay, so engine failure, he failed me here, and the engine failure is practically just engine to idle, cavalry hit on, engine to idle, and when that happens, that means that we don't have power, we don't have an engine. So what should I do? I go through my checklist to troubleshoot, and then also declaring mayday emergency, and choosing right away a place to land. And I was going to land more or less here. You know, this Whidbey Island is not very regular terrain, but in this area there was a very nice flat, almost zero MSL plane, and so here I was still at 2,400, and to lose altitude I had to do a 360 to lose altitude and set for landing. Now here at this point I had a tailwind, very strong, about 10 strong-ish, 10-12 miles from the north, coming from the north. So if I continued over the water, probably when I turned here, I was going to encounter the same wind as headwind. So I didn't go far enough, and I told him, listen, I'm not going to go, because I have a tailwind here, is going to prevent me to come back to the ground. And he told me, yes, this is what I wanted to hear. Yes, you have to calculate all the things. And then also, okay, so here we continue more or less the same altitude, and we were looking for a turnaround point. There was a small tree here in this area, and I chose this for doing my turnaround point, and so I did that, and he told me it's enough. Let's go back to paint field. So I climb again at 2,000-ish, 2,500, and 3,000 actually. And so pattern altitude at paint field is 1,600, elevation 600 feet. So usually to cross this channel here, if there is enough ceiling, I like to cross it at least 2,500 feet. But here we start descending to the pattern altitude, and he asked me here to do a short field landing and touch and go. And so I did this, and I extended because of some other airplanes were around there. So at this point he asked me to do a forward sleep. He told me, okay, do me a forward sleep, which is one rudder and the opposite aileron. Okay, so you turn, push the right one and the left aileron, and the airplane comes down like this. Okay, so it's cricket, you know. And in case we need to lose altitude very quickly and in a controlled way, you know, we don't just pull the yoke down to the ground, because that increases the speed, and we don't want that. So the speed remains more or less 70, 65, 70, and the descent is higher. I mean, we descend so fast in case we need to lose altitude very quickly for many reasons. And so he told me that, okay, so I was kind of shy. Okay, I was kind of shy, and he told me, no, you have to do it like this. And he was like, boom, and the whole thing, and I was like, wow. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I do it, don't worry. And so, and that was very helpful. I mean, he was so accommodating. So we landed here, and then also a touch and go. With the touch and go, we went back, and here he asked me for a soft field landing and taxi back. Now, sorry. So the next flight was here. Let me pull this other flight. So we stopped and we took off again. We taxi and we enter again, and in this time we did a soft field takeoff. Soft field takeoff and soft field takeoff, and we landed as a soft field landing. And he told me, okay, so we're done. Congratulations, he said. Congratulations, you are a private pilot. And I was so happy. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you a fun story about me. So I am, since I was a kid, always impressed by airplanes, right? I grew up and I thought, okay, so my license, it's not for me. I mean, I thought that you have to have a special person, you have to be a special person to be a pilot. But anyways, this funny story and very mind-blowing. So I was in my late 20s and I was living in Italy back then. I'm from Argentina, originally born, but I was moved to Italy when I was 23, 24, with my family, my first wife and kids. And so I moved there, and when the flight simulator came, the Microsoft Flight Simulator, I bought it, you know. So one of the versions was the Flight Simulator X, FSX, and the actual home or default airport was Friday Harbor. Friday Harbor was a default airport, and I played with that game for the longest time. I was also depressed when I freaking crashed and I couldn't land the airplanes. But anyways, I took off and landed in Friday Harbor for all the time. So then my life changed there. I moved to the States and I came to this area without knowing that Friday Harbor is freaking close by. It's like a half hour. Let me show you here. Friday Harbor is in the Puget Sound, in the San Juan Islands. Friday Harbor, close to the border here, Victoria, Canada, and we are here. From this point to this freaking point, it's about 30-40 minutes flying for me with a Cessna 152, 172, 30 minutes flying, and this is Friday Harbor. FSX. So I came here, I started working at Boeing, which is a company that I never thought that I was going to work, because when I was a kid I was making airplanes, and with is assembling some toys. They're making, you know, the airplanes, because I was so amazed about the airplanes, because once I went to the big airport in Ezeiza in Argentina, I was 10, 11 years old, and I was so impressed with the Boeings. Now I work at the Boeing company. So and so I started doing my training, and when I got my license after this day, one of my first flights was to Orcas, and then I went back and I went to Friday Harbor, and I was landing at Friday Harbor. I posted that video, Friday Harbor. One of the comments was, this guy was telling me, oh, Friday Harbor, I landed there virtually with a flight simulator, so and so. And then I remember, what the heck? I was doing that virtually for longest time, and now I landed without even remembering to the same freaking airport. Okay? And I have done it already for a few times. And I was playing with the game for many years. Now I live in this area without even calculating the situation, the place, the Friday Harbor. I didn't even know where Friday Harbor was when I came to the States, and so it's amazing. I mean, I was mind-blowing. It's like a manifestation of what I was doing virtually in a computer. I ended up doing it physically, flying the freaking airplane. So that's funny. But anyways, this is where I live. This is my home airport. Painfield now became an in Seattle Everett International Airport, something like that. So Painfield Airport. So anyways, thank you for listening. And next I'm going to do the ground portion. I have to reconstruct all the things that he asked me, and more or less give you a presentation of what you might expect in every Checkride is different. I mean, depending also on the DPE, and depends on many things. But I was flying at that point for at least 120 hours. You know, the requirement is at least 40 hours. I did it in 3 times more that, you know, I took longer. But anyways, I took my time. I learned my, you know, just certain things very, very, you know, very well. And I'm so glad that I did that. Anyways, okay. Thank you for listening. And I'm gonna put this, see this is gonna be here. Now, when I'm done processing in this freaking computer, and then also another video I'm going to do also my equipment, what I use to fly. This is one of them. This is an iPad that I use for navigation, and all the equipment that I have, then the cameras that I have, then the program that I use for editing, and then also systems that I have. Anyways, thank you for listening. Talk to you soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you. I shouldn't have said that, but yes. And thank you for watching this video, and if you really like it, you can like, and if you want to share, perfect. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, you could just consider that. Okay, thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Bye. How do I stop this? Okay, this.